Have you ever felt?
Damn.
Namaste, Chorle. Good evening, everyone. I am your contestant number 3, Tenisa Rana, and I'm currently studying medicine at university. I am originally from the breathtaking Pokhara, Nepal, and I'm currently residing in Westminster, London. Regional Bangara Finnair Kapirlagari Adu Binu Vaikasa running once again. Just doing a little dance for you as well.
Miss UK Nepal 2016 is contestant number 3, Dinesh Roka. Congratulations, Dinesh.
Damn.
This is the Inspire Nepal show. I'm your host Dinesh, and today we have Miss UK Nepal
2016.
It's Tenisa Rana. Tenisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you today?
I am very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. You had quite a long journey from central London.
I did. My mom is here as well.
Yeah.
So we had to get underground,
Yeah.
overground, the bus,
Yeah.
and then we walked, and then we got lost.
And you got lost, and I had to come pick you up.
Exactly.
Let's kickstart off with the event that happened yesterday, the Beauty with Purpose charity event, which I was there as well,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. When I first went in, it was like everything was decorated, the tables, chairs, it was all well organized. I was like really surprised as well. But overall, it went really well. What was your experience running that event with your team, Miss UK Nepal?
Firstly, I want to say that my team was so good. We were a really, really good team, I would say. Like, the teamwork was so strong, and all of my team members, they had their strengths. So let's say Alicia, she was really good with the ICT. She was the one that kept us organized.
Yeah.
And we had Bivya, good with the media, and we had Aarti and Prash who were getting in the sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And I was basically leading them and basically asking them where they need help, and we were just running through it properly. So there was good communication. And before that, I had to ask all the sponsors, different samachar ko, tultula manserlai. So organising that was such a good experience. We had the ups and the downs, but overall, I would definitely do it again.
Yeah, you had a lot of sponsors coming in, even at the last minute, right?
Ajay.
And you also had so many performers coming to support the event, which is really great, and it kind of brings it all together as well. Tell me quickly about the event called Beauty with Purpose, what this concept is all about.
So Beauty with Purpose charity event. Even Miss World do it as well.
Okay.
So it's the Miss UK Nepal pageant. So what they do is not just the winners, the whole team, they organize a charity event.
Yeah.
So pageants are normally known for their beauty, but it's not just that, because beauty, it's not just beauty, but it's what we do with our title. That's why it's called Beauty with a Purpose.
Yeah.
So basically, the team, we pick a cause, what we want to support, and we just raise money for that cause.
Good. What's your cause? What charity are you supporting?
So this time, we did a lot of research, and we know that in Nepal there's a lot of help needed.
Yeah.
But looking at all the places we did our research, so we ended up picking up Machapuchre, a village in Nepal, in Kaski. So we thought we would help Machapuchre because the Samaj there, they are building a health post, so we thought we would help contribute.
Right. And now, when you're giving away money to them, like what are you actually contributing in? Foods and clothes or healthcare? What sort of?
So they are basically starting from scratch. They're gonna build a actual building because they don't have a health post there, and there is one very much needed for women. Because pregnant women, we're gonna build a building that will be used more specifically just for women for delivery purposes and stuff, because miscarriages and all that stuff the percentage is very high, mortality rate in Nepal. So that building is going to be specially used for women.
Nice. You are the current Miss UK Nepal, and you're holding this title. But behind that title, who is Tenisa Rana, and what does she do?
Tenisa Rana is a family-orientated girl.
Yeah.
She's very hardworking and loving and caring, and she's just a normal girl. Goes to uni, has a part-time job.
Yeah. What does she do at uni?
She studies medicine.
Okay. And what year?
Second year.
Second year. Okay. So medicine is in. Are you going to become a doctor? Is that?
I plan to be.
Plan to become.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you take part in Miss UK Nepal? What was your motivation or intention behind that?
Originally, my mum was the one who encouraged me to go and take part in Miss UK Nepal.
Yeah.
My mum had a dream of going into a pageant when she was young.
Yeah.
But back then there was a stigma around beauty pageants and the old tradition and traditional rules that come with it for women entering stuff like this. So my mum was the one who encouraged me to try out something new.
Yeah.
Because honestly I didn't have it in me. I didn't think I was cut out for something like a pageant. So she was the one who encouraged me to go to the audition, and I just took a chance. And from the audition I was like, you know what, I can do it. So from then, originally it was my mum.
Mm-hmm. While you were growing up, were you interested in getting involved in beauty pageant at all?
Growing up, I used to watch Miss World.
Yeah.
It used to air on our TV and stuff, Miss Universe, and it was just magical to me. I used to watch these women, so beautiful, so gracious, and it was a dream, but I was always really interested in my education and stuff. Going into pageants never really occurred to me.
Okay. And now that you've gone through the experience of Miss UK Nepal, what is the main thing that you've learned from that experience?
I have learnt so many things, but the most important thing I've learned is to be yourself and be confident in yourself. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Just take me through some of your fondest moment from that experience.
I've got so many memories, honestly. I think meeting Priyanka at Garki Didi, and she's such a star in our Nepali industry, so that was definitely a highlight. And even getting told off by her, that was fun as well, because it was a learning process, a learning curve.
Sure.
And just the girls, that was fun, and the whole experience, I would definitely do it again.
Definitely.
That's how fun it was.
Yeah. I was the Miss UK Nepal finale, and during the question rounds, you were very confident. You seem very confident and articulate whatever you're saying. Where does that confidence and skill come from?
So during the training, the most important thing we were taught was it doesn't matter what you say. So your answer it doesn't have to be right or wrong, but it's the way you carry it. So if you're confident, if you're selling a point, then the audience, they'll believe anything you say. So I think that advice really stuck with me, and I think I used it in a good way.
Yeah. In one of your interviews, you also said that your family really helped you out with your confidence and everything else. Can you talk more about that?
My family was so important to me, and I really realised the importance of family during that process of Miss UK Nepal, because my dad used to drive me to Aldershot every single day from London, and because it was summer, my brother, my sister and my mum, they would all come with me, And during the journey, they would just randomly fire questions at me. So a question like they would ask me in the finale. So it was really unexpected. My brother would sometimes be like, if you were a fruit, what would you be? So like the random questions like that, because you just don't know what to expect in the finale. And it was that my family just kind of gave me that confidence, because I knew I had people behind me that supported me. Even though I didn't win, I knew that I made them proud.
Yeah, makes sense, yeah. And it's great that you got so much support from your family, which not a lot of people get, right?
Yeah.
Now, when your name was announced as a winner, what was going through your head? How did you feel?
I was honestly numb, because I was standing next to two beautiful girls, and up to that point, I didn't expect it at all, in all honesty. So at first I was shocked, and then I just started crying, and then I was just basically running down the stairs.
Right. Now that you're Miss UK Nepal, how has that affected your life?
Now that I'm Miss UK Nepal, the way it has affected my life is that people know my name, not just my title. People know who Tenisa Rana is, and I think they know my family as well, and I think they know what I stand for. And before that, I was involved in a lot of stuff, but now that they know who Tenisa Rana is, I get like extra support from other people, other like big communities as well. So I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. So you're carrying a lot of weight from that crown, and you've got the duties and responsibilities to carry out as well, right?
Exactly.
And maybe inspire another group of young ladies.
Hopefully, hopefully.
And the good thing is that like you've really done well since you've won that pageant, and anywhere, like every event you go to, you're actually wearing your crown and letting people know who you are, and that's simply great.
Thank you.
Let's talk about something else, because we talked about Miss UK Nepal a lot. I recently watched your YouTube videos, and you actually do travel vlogs and haul videos and a whole bunch of stuff. When did you start doing that? Do you do that often?
YouTube was actually a dream ever since I was very young. I grew up watching Bob's Booting and Michelle Fan, so it was a dream. But I kind of grew up in a society when I was back in Essex where I don't blame the people, but I just wasn't confident in myself. So every time I'd put a video up, I'd be like, oh, what are people going to think? I'd worry too much about what other people are going to think about me, what I'm doing, so I'd quickly put it down. But now that I'm more confident, I've grown up, I've realised that what people think doesn't matter. If you want to do something, if you enjoy it, you should do it. So that's why I've started getting into YouTube more. Yeah. And after winning Miss UK Nepal, I've definitely grown more confident. So I will definitely be uploading more videos on there.
Yeah. And you I think recently uploaded your travel videos from Nepal, is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more of your travel vlogs and similar videos.
Thank you so much.
I've also heard that you do marathon. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually ran the half marathon, the Royal Park half marathon last October, and I did apply for the London full marathon as well, which is going to be happening shortly in this month. Yeah. But unfortunately, I didn't get through to the process, because what you do is you apply, and then they pick out a raffle of your name, because there's so many people, like millions of people apply.
And you also have to support some sort of charity, is that correct?
Yeah, so normally you can run for a charity, but what I wanted to do was run individually and then raise money and then help money and then send that back to Nepal.
Yeah, so obviously you do marathon as well. Tell me about your other hobbies. What else do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing?
Basically reading, cooking, baking, painting, and I'm into my fitness a lot. So those are my main hobbies.
That's a lot of stuff. So what's your favourite out of those?
Favourite? Reading, definitely. Okay. I read a lot of crime, romance, and I really like biographies as well.
Biographies. I love biographies too. Yeah. We all have a role model, right? Someone we look up to, someone we get inspiration from, and I'm sure you have a few of them. Can you talk about that quickly?
My main role model are definitely my parents, my mum and my dad, and after my Nepal trip I definitely respect them even more, because I went to Nepal, the village, and I saw the hardship that my parents came from, and they've made it. So like Drake said, starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
That's like a real example of what my mum and dad went through. So they're my biggest role models. They try and provide me with everything that I have. So definitely my mum and dad.
Good. Now we're gonna do a quick rapid fire question. So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions, just random questions,
Okay.
and just try and answer those questions.
Sure.
Ready?
Oh, good.
Cool. Obviously, you've heard about hunters and gatherers, like through evolution, we've been there. What would you say you are? More of a hunter or gatherer?
Gatherer.
Yeah. If you were one of the rainbow colors, what color would you be and why?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Because it's a very cheerful colour and it kind of shows like positivity and brightness, which I think I like basically demonstrate.
That's fair enough. If you win a lottery right now, what would you do?
Right now, I would probably cry.
And then?
And then I always say this to my sister as well, if I won the lottery, I would buy my mum and dad a house and pay the mortgage off completely so that they never have to work a day in their life.
Good. Good for you, Mum. What's your favorite Nepali song right now?
The best song, Finally.
Wow. Yeah, it's a very popular song.
I think it's really relatable as well, like, especially my dad was in the army.
Yeah.
And
especially people living abroad, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's very touching as well.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal in your next life, what animal would you be and why?
This is a very cliche answer,
I know.
but I would definitely be a dog.
Dog. Okay. Yeah. Dog is a very loyal friend to
Exactly
humans,
right. Yeah.
What was your last gift that you received?
Last gift that I received was my sister got me flowers for Valentine's Day.
Wow. That's great. What were you like in school days?
I was a very shy girl. Yeah. I just didn't have much confidence actually, but I really enjoyed just school, just learning.
Yeah. What's the last movie you watched?
Last movie I watched was Houseful 3 actually this morning with my brother.
Good. What's the funniest thing that's happened recently?
Funniest thing? I can't remember.
Any funny thing happened yesterday?
No, not yesterday. Yesterday was just full of stress.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question.
Yes, please.
What are you known for? I mean, some people are known for hardworking and some people are known for being lazy and sitting around. What are you known for?
I think I'm just known for being Tenisa. Just if you ask me if you ask my family what Tenisa is, they would just know like Tenisa. She's just who she is, like hardworking, but she has her moments as well.
How would you rate your memory 1 to 10? 10 being great.
6.
Describe the color yellow to a blind person. It's a very difficult question.
Okay. So you see this colour yellow?
Yeah.
It's a colour that spreads positivity, happiness, and imagine if a colour could give you heat, warmth. Yellow would be the colour.
Wow, I didn't expect that answer. Well, that was like amazing. You've been given an elephant. Imagine someone gave you an elephant.
Okay.
You can't sell or give it away. What would you do with it?
I would ride it.
You ride it to work.
To work.
Who are your 2 best superheroes?
Superheroes. Definitely Batman and Captain America.
If they were to fight to get each other, who
Oh,
do you think would win?
No. If they had to fight, I think it'd be... I want to say Batman, but I think it'd be Captain America.
Yeah, I think so too. How would you convince someone to do something they don't want to? What's your trick? Everyone's got that trick.
I can actually be quite moany and whiny, and I'd give them my really sad puppy dog look, and then that just melts people.
Okay.
With the whining as well.
Yeah, the classic one. Right, that was great. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back right after that, okay?
Okay, sure.
In the future, I hope to be a well-established doctor who will serve our beautiful motherland Nepal and give back to our beautiful Nepali citizens and Miss UK Nepal has given me skills that will definitely set me apart and help me in my future. I believe I can be a positive role model to other young girls and their parents to change the way pageants are perceived within our society. Because being a passionate charity lover, I will give more back to the society, raise more social awareness, and I will never forget my roots and culture.
आज जुन कथा मैले प्रस्तुत गर्न गइरहेकी छु यो हालै वर्तमानमा सत्य घटनामा आधारित हो। मैले यो कथाको पात्रले अनुभव गरेको पीडा 100% प्रस्तुत गर्न त नसकुम्ला, तर पूर्ण कोसिस गर्नेछु। मेरो पहिलो प्रयास सम्झी माफी दिनुहोला। यो कथाको पात्रले घरेलु हिंसामा परि युके जस्तो देशमा रहेर पनि नरकको जिन्दगी बिताइरहेकी थिइन्। सहनुको पनि सीमा हुन्छ भने चाहिँ उनीभित्र रहेको नारी शक्तित्व जागरण 10 वर्षपछि पलाएर आयो। अंग्रेजीमा एउटा भनाइ छ, There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope and there is freedom.
Hey, welcome back. I've got Tenisa Rana on the show today. Welcome back, Tenisa.
Thank you.
And the rapid fire question was really fun.
It was.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I threw some random question at you, but you responded very well as well. So you recently went to Nepal with your sister?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
And you've had some great experiences, and you also helped out some people out. Can you
Yeah.
talk about that?
Basically, me and my dad went to Nepal in February, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So first, the day that we got to Kathmandu, we went to meet Indira Rana Magar Ama.
Who is she?
And Indira Rana Magar, and she's known as Ama to a lot of people because what she does is she helps children whose parents are in prison and stuff. So they orphans basically.
So is that, did she won the Nobel
Yeah.
Prize, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So she is a great woman, and what she's doing is just so inspirational, and we just went there to support her, to give her moral support, and we donated her cause some money. So we also went to Gao, Jinnaba, Sangja, where my dad grew up, and it really touched my heart. So the reason I went there was to see everything with my own eyes. It really opened my eyes. And we went, the first day, what we did was we went to the primary school that my dad basically went to, and we donated school uniform to every kid in the school.
Really?
Yeah, and then I saw it with my own eyes. So we had, we bought the material from Pokhara, and then we went to Gao, and then we got a tailor who measured each child and cut the material for them.
Tailor-made?
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then the school held a little program where we donated the uniform personally to every child in the school, and they performed for us. It was a really sweet little day. And then the next day we donated a laptop to the high school that my dad went to as well. And then we also held a free health camp for all the villagers in Jinnabas, and we bought medicine from Pokhara, which we give out for free. And we also brought 2 doctors from Manipal Hospital in Pokhara, and we were there all day, and there was a massive queue of people in the corridor, and it was just such a good turnout.
Yeah, you did a lot of things. How long were you there for?
Just over 2 weeks.
Just over 2 weeks, and that's quite a lot to do in 2 weeks' time. Your mother was telling earlier that before you were not interested so much about Nepal, but now you've been to Nepal, you really like the village there. Lifestyle and everything else. Yeah,
because I've seen the hardship with my own eyes.
Yeah.
As I want to be a doctor, I really, in the future, what I want to do is give back to those people that really need it the most. I'm not saying, you can't really compare like illness, like small to big, but in those areas like Nepal, there's rural areas that really, really do need it. So that's what I really want to do now.
Okay, cool. I was watching you talent round videos today, and I wasn't expecting anything like that. So basically, you were doing your acting while you were narrating as well, based on a true story, which was about 20 minutes long. Yeah, it was really hard, touching and really sad to hear that story as well. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so for my talent round, I did a act which is based on a true story, as you said. It's a true story about a woman, a family friend, basically, who went through domestic violence for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years is a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time.
Yeah. So it took her a long time to open up to my mum and my family. So when I heard the story for the first time, I broke out in tears. She went through that mentally and physically for 10 years. I haven't been through anything like that. I just had the story. So if it can have that impact on me, so imagine the impact that it had on her.
Yeah.
So I felt the need to basically tell the story, get the story out in front of people. So I was looking for inspiration for my talent show because I knew I didn't want to do a dance. So that was the perfect time that it could have come around.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for my talent round. I got my mum, I wrote the story. I sat down with my auntie and listened to her story all day, and I was crying even though I was writing it.
Really?
Yeah, and then my mum translated it into Nepali, and then I read the Nepali, made the narration, put all the video together, and had to practice the acting as well.
Great. How long did you take? Because that was long acting. You had to listen to the narration and you had to do the acting, right?
Yeah, I'm not really good with the computer stuff.
Yeah.
So before the talent, 2 days ago before the talent round, I was up all night kind of trying to put the video together because the narration bit was really hard.
Yeah.
So so putting the video together was so hard for me, and because it was projected in the back of the screen
Yeah.
on the time round, I couldn't really see, so I had to get the timing right as well when I was acting. So it was quite difficult.
Yeah, it looked tough. I mean, acting for that long is tough as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. I mean, you do so many things. You go to uni, you support charities, you do your marathons and things like that. And also you do run events like yesterday.
Yeah.
How do you manage your time and how do you prioritize?
Time management is something that I've learned from my dad, actually. He's always been banging about time ever since I grew up, basically. And time management is very important because time is something that you can never get back. And that's why I've learned to manage my time properly. Being a very busy person, I prioritize the most important things. So I have a weekly planner. So I write exactly what I need to do this week, Monday, what I need to do. And even with coursework. So from school, I've learned this trick because we used to have deadlines for different coursework. So whichever one comes first, comes early, we just do early. That one is prioritized first. So I do the same with all the jobs that I have at the moment.
And you got your daily tasks as well.
Yeah.
Great, very organized. Is there any project that you're working on currently or that you want to promote to the audience?
Currently, I would like to kind of take the time to basically say about my Beauty with a Purpose charity event because even though we collected sponsor forms and donations yesterday, that's still ongoing. So if they do want to send in sponsors, they can. But currently, the other thing that I'm kind of involved in is I'm taking part in a reading scheme with Save the Children.
Yeah.
So what we do is we go into schools and I basically help children read, so improve their English and reading skills.
Yeah.
So that's a really fun project that I'm getting involved in.
That's great. Okay, now we're coming to an end. So I've got some typical inspiring pop show questions. I'm sure you've heard them before. So I'm going to throw at you the first one. It's actually about challenges that we all go through, and everyone go through challenges, on a daily basis. But sometimes you go through extreme challenges and pain, and people find it very difficult to cope with that. How do you cope with those extreme challenges in your life?
Obviously, you just said everyone has challenges and stuff, but it's how you actually deal with it. It's the attitude that you have towards the challenges. So if you're faced with a difficult circumstance, you just need to keep a positive mind, and I think that's what I do. And as we said earlier, I have my family's support. I don't keep anything within me because I think that can really, really make you feel alone and make you feel really you can just spiral down, I think, if you do that. You need to open up and
Yeah.
that's what I do. I tell my sister, like we're really, really close.
Mhm.
So that's what I do. Tell people, I open up, and you just need to be really realistic. You can't hide it and you can't push it back because it's always going to be there.
Mm.
So keep a positive mind and just be realistic and face it with a positive attitude.
Yeah, I've asked this question to like a lot of people now, and I get very similar answers. It's all about how you perceive it. You
Yeah.
know, change the story, change your perception, and obviously not keeping it within yourself,
Yeah.
letting it out. I think that will make you feel light, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the best advice you've received so far in your life? It can be from anyone.
In my life, best advice,
Yeah.
be humble and be very grateful. Because if God has given you something, He can take it away as well.
Yeah. Following that question, you said, you know, your greatest advice is being humble, being grateful. What are you most grateful for?
My family.
And if you had to give an advice to young girls, you know, it doesn't have to do with beauty pageant, but if you want to empower them in some ways, what sort of message would you let them know? What sort of message would you give them?
For the younger girls right now,
Yeah.
I would just tell them to be themselves. And this is such a diplomatic answer, I know, but it's so true because we're faced with social media issues at the moment. And as much as we can take inspiration from social media, it can also go the other way as well. Because you kind of see them and then you start to question yourself. And I've done that as well. Like, in all honesty, I think we all do. We compare ourselves to other people. But you just need to realise that you are you. And you just need to be confident in your own shoes.
Great advice. I think
Thank you.
people will definitely relate to that. Lastly, would you like to, is there anyone you want to acknowledge for helping you out? You know, it doesn't have to be with your event or your pageant. It can be, you know, with your life. And
I just want to kind of thank everyone that I've met in my life because they've all taught me something. And I want to thank you guys, the Inspire team, you, Dinesh Dai, and also Amit Dai and Patab Dai, who are behind the scene right now. So thank you for having me here. It's been wonderful.
thank you for being here. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I had a lot of fun as well.
So did I.
And wish you all the best in your future goals and dreams, and make us proud.
I really do. I'll try. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Hey, thanks for watching the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'd love to hear from you guys and your feedback, so just leave a comment below for any suggestion, tips, and or guest requests. But if this is your first time here, then do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your love and support, and I'll see you next week.